So today I'm going to do my top 1967 albums, 10 of them. And these aren't going to be in any order because it was too hard to pick an order. So I got half of them are in CD, which used to be vinyl, and the other half are in vinyl. So I purged a lot of my collection. I had all these on record, and for some stupid, god-awful reason, I got rid of them at the end of the 90s. So I'm going to start off with Disraeli Gears by Cream. And of course we have Sunshine of Your Love. I never got sick of that song ever. And we got Strange Brew, Girls What's Inside of You. This is pretty well all good. Tales of Brave Ulysses with the wah-wah. I mean, you can't really beat this album. So number 9, we're going to go to Jimi. I mean, like I said, these aren't in any order because the first time I heard this, the opening riff to Purple Haze, I came into electrical shop at school, and I was like 16 at the time, and at the end of the year I'd be 17. But somebody got this album before any of us did, and they put it on the stereo. There was a big fancy stereo in the electrical shop for some reason, and the teacher wasn't there, of course. And they put this album on, and it was full blast. I walked into the room, and it was like Purple Haze had just started, and it was like a whole revelation of new music, like Purple Haze. I mean, doon, 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 full blast. It was my introduction to Jimi. I mean, it can't get any better than that. So we got number 8. We got Strange Days by The Doors. The same year The Doors' first album came out, but I always preferred this album. I like When the Music's Over better than The End, although The End's okay. But Strange Days, the way this album starts off, it's got an eerie kind of effect, and I've always liked it. It's got Love Me Two Times and People Are Strange, and I think this is my favorite Doors album, although I don't think the Doors put out a bad song, to tell you the truth. So we're going to go to number 7, and that's going to be The Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. And Chris Hillman started to write some songs then, and we have a little bit of a country influence coming in there, just light shade of it coming in. And this has got My Back Pages on it and Renaissance Fair, and this is a really good album. It's got a real loose feeling to it, and Crosby was still in the band, and I think this was his last album, but I always liked this album too. So number 4, this is number 6, and we got Love Forever Changes. And this album, it took a long time to really hit me, but boy, when it did, the songs in this are so catchy, and I don't know what other terms to put this in. This album, it gets into your blood, and it's different. It's totally, Arthur Lee has his own way of writing a song, and it's on this album. So that's number 6. Now we're going to change over to albums. Like I say, these aren't in any order. There's too many good albums here. We got Surrealistic Pillow by the Jefferson Airplane. Always been one of my favorite bands. Seen them in Toronto at the O'Keefe Centre in 1969 when the full original band was there. And this has a White Rabbit on it, of course, and Somebody to Love. I mean, this is classic album. I love the cover too. It's totally different for the time. And Surrealistic Pillow. I've always been into surrealism. So next we have Procol Harum's first album with Whiter Shade of Pale. And if you listen to this album, you'll see that there's more to Procol Harum than just Whiter Shade of Pale. There's some great Robin Trower guitar on here, and there's a great instrumental called Repent Walpurgis. It's great. It's like I don't know. This album, I've always liked this album. She Wandered Through the Garden Fence. Great album. Procol Harum's first album. More to Procol Harum than Whiter Shade of Pale. And then we got Moby Grape, which they released this album, and they released 5 singles off this album, so they pretty well took most of the songs and backed them up with, so nobody knew what to play. And I do have one of the singles, actually. I got this Columbia single here, and it's Moby Grape, and it's Come in the Morning and Hey Grandma. So this is one of the 5 singles that came out pretty well all at the same time. Really dumb move because nobody knew what to do with the band. So, I mean, this album is great. Hey Grandma, you're so great. Now, so then we got the Rolling Stones. This is number 2. Like I say, not really number 2, but it's number 2 of 10 great albums. And Between the Buttons, I've always liked these early Stones albums. This one has Let's Spend the Night Together, Ruby Tuesday, and the second side is pretty rockin'. All Sold Out, My Obsession, and then it's Who's Been Sleeping Here, more of a ballady type thing. Then Complicated and Miss Amanda Jones. All great songs. Love this album. Love the cover too. And last but not least, we have Buffalo Springfield again. And this is Buffalo Springfield reached their peak right here. They only put out 3 albums, but they reached their peak with this album. Mr. Soul's on here, and Expecting to Fly, Neil Young songs, and Hung Upside Down. This is a great album. Broken Arrow, Bluebird by Stephen Stills, written by Stephen Stills, and this is where they peaked right here. They didn't get any better than this. They put out one more album which was fractured. Neil Young was leaving, blah blah blah. So that's my top 10 for 1967. Like I said, I couldn't put them in order, but they're all there. Could have added a few more. There's Velvet Underground, of course, with Venus and Furs. I mean, any album that has that on it is a great album. But we'll get to that at a different time. So long. Do 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 do